Our thoughts are most certainly with Janaya's family. As you can see, there are teddy bears and balloons behind me. This is still a very active crime scene with FBI going in and out of the abandoned trailer as we speak. The family and the community are hoping that this investigation will bring some sort of justice to the tragic events of the past 24 hours. Live in Gulfport, Katarina, Luketich, News 25. In the days after Janaya's body was found in this trailer here behind me, community members spoke out and wanted the entire trailer destroyed because of the awful things that happened inside of it. 2 months later, the fate of this trailer still is up in the air. Steve Cohen lives right around the corner from the trailer where 5-year-old Janaya Thompson's body was found on July 17th. Once the site of a makeshift memorial for the little girl, Cohen says there hasn't been much activity around the trailer since then.
The only thing that I've seen getting done is the owner of the property has taken away all the stuffed animals and stuff that people came and put out there for her remembrance. Other than that, I haven't seen anything getting done there at all. The property is still vacant. It's still just as bad as it was before. In the wake of Janaya's death, many who live in the area spoke out, calling for the trailer to be demolished. To them, it still stands as a horrific reminder of the torture and violent death of the little girl known for her kindness and bright smile. A lot of folks here still want to see it leveled. Whether I think you should take it out of there, yes, let them take it out of there, put a new one in. When News 25 spoke with the property manager back in July, he told us he did not expect it to be torn down.
I have no idea what we'll do with it because that belongs to the owner. I have no idea. But we probably will get the property cleaned up and either resell it, either sell it or re-rent it, one of the two.
News 25 tried to reach out to the property owner to see what his exact plans for this trailer are. However, we were unable to get in contact with him. The windows facing the street have since been replaced, leading neighbors to believe there are no plans to demolish it and that it could be rented out or sold. Neighbors tell us they find it hard to believe anyone would want to live where something so terrible happened to a child.
I think they should pull that thing out of there, put another one in there, because that trailer is always going to be a remembrance of this little girl.
Now, neighbors do say they have seen one change back here. The fence that was torn down between the Palms apartment complex and this trailer has been replaced. A brand new one has been put up. Live in Gulfport, Katarina, Luketich, News 25. After rendering the explosive device safe, the Biloxi Bomb Squad collected it from this driveway behind me and has now handed over that evidence to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for further investigation. Well, Joe and Jennifer, in a world moving towards more eco-friendly options, not only is this ship right here, the Enviro Plus, the first ship in the U.S. made to run on liquid natural gas, it was also built right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. The Literacy-Based Promotion Act is now in effect in Mississippi as a direct result of half our third graders scoring below proficiency on the state language assessment. We take a look at what the law is and how one local elementary school is working with it. Do you have some growth I can use? The newly enacted third grade reading gate law states any third grade student not able to read at grade level by the end of the school year will be held back. In an effort to make our students better readers, schools like Pass Road Elementary have started issuing universal screenings to determine how well each student can read.
Those diagnostic assessments allow us to give students individualized instruction at their area of weakness so we can make sure we remediate it in time for the children to be successful.
School officials believe it's better to hold struggling students back and work with them instead of allowing them to advance and have a harder time at the higher levels. Even one of our state's most prominent leaders was held back, and it didn't have any consequence on his career.
I repeated the third grade. I'm dyslexic, so I couldn't read at the third grade level. My mother and the principal got together, and the teachers decided it was best to hold me back. That's okay. I came through it better for the experience.
Teachers are stressing the importance that this is not just an in-classroom effort. They are encouraging parents to designate at least 20 to 30 minutes of reading time a night.
Asking questions just about the story, what's going on in the story, those who, what, when, where, how questions about the story, talking about the characters, just discussing what they're reading.
School administrators say it has to be a team effort between parents and teachers to turn the page for their child's future, helping them become better equipped for their education and their career. Mississippi's Reading Gate law mimics a Florida model, which has already proven to be quite successful. For News 25, I'm Katarina Luketich. Ken Germain owns this motorhome where he lives with his wife and 2 young children. He used to stay at the Southern Comfort Camping Resort in Biloxi. He says his family was placed on lot 46, where the power source bringing electricity from the property into the home was faulty. The cord to his motorhome was burned up twice.
They had a guy come out and just put some wires together where it would basically work, and they told me they were going to get it fixed properly, and it never did.
News 25 spoke with Biloxi code enforcement officials who tell us Southern Comfort did not have the proper permit to do the electrical work done. Officials also tell us that the work done on box number 46 is not up to code.
Well, I don't think we were aware that that we had to have certification for, to work on a box, just to change out something.
Eric Upton works for a mobile detailer on the Gulf Coast and used to live at Southern Comfort himself. He says there are multiple boxes on the property with serious electrical problems.
Numerous times my employees or myself would be cleaning a rim or touching any kind of metal parts on the motorhomes, and I mean, it would give you a good shock. But
according to Mooney, box 46 is the only faulty box.
We have had them checked, and we're looking at one box. We're not looking at the entire campground, so that's important.
So code enforcement did come and you have passed inspection?
Except for getting this one permit and getting all the paperwork taken care of on the one box.
News 25 spoke with Biloxi Planning and Development Director Jerry Creel, who says code enforcement has not conducted an inspection on Southern Comfort. He says before a formal inspection is conducted, a city electrician has to check a number of boxes and allot Southern Comfort time to fix the issues. In Biloxi, Katarina, Luketich, News 25.
The U.S. averages about 95 cases of Vibrio vulnificus per year, with 35 of those cases resulting in death. I'll introduce you to Rene Ollier, a retiree who kept his life at the cost of his arm to this unforgiving bacteria.
2 months after flesh-eating bacteria changed his life forever, Rene Ollier spends most of his day relearning how to do some of life's simplest tasks. Restricted now to using one arm, things like tying his shoe or buttoning his shirt could take 6 times longer than before.
You can't let it get you. I mean, it's frustrating. But I'm retired, so I have plenty of time to play with it.
How does this affect your everyday life?
When you're right-handed for 63 years, it's hard to do things when you're left-handed. But I'm learning. And I'm going to learn, and I'm going to do it.
June 5th, the day life changed as he knew it. Ollier returned home from fishing the same way he had for 50 years. When he started to feel sick, he brushed it off as too much time in the sun or an allergic reaction. It wasn't until he noticed major swelling on his arm that he finally went to the hospital.
So when did you know that something was seriously wrong?
The lady doctor, she looked at it, and she knew something was wrong. I mean, she didn't say something was wrong, but she knew. I could tell the expression on her face. She knew something was wrong.
Then the big news. Ollier soon learned from doctors that his arm had to be removed, or he would be dead come sunrise.
The team, the medical team at Memorial, Gulfport Memorial, wonderful. They knew what to do, and they did it, and saved my life.
Ollier tells News 25 he is lucky to still be sitting on his back porch today and urges others to take even small symptoms seriously.
My advice to anybody is if you start getting sick after you've been in the Gulf, go have it checked out. Don't hurt anything to have it checked. It might be and it might not be. The odds is probably not, but there's one little percentage in there that it might be.
Wow, what an experience that was. Of course, you got to speak to him one-on-one. What is the most common symptom of that whole situation?
Well, a common misconception is that flesh-eating bacteria literally eats away at your skin. However, that's not the case. Most people will look for an open sore, but really it builds up under the skin, and it'll be similar to a cyst, and it'll be very swollen and very sensitive to the touch.